Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Firstly, I would like to say a huge thank you for the love and support that you have shown me through watching my videos, subscribing, and also sharing with other people. Your support means the world to me. I've been getting some feedback and some comments in my inbox asking me about how I got the funding for my scholarship for masters, and that leads us to today's topic, where I'll be describing the process that I took to get my funding, and some of the extra steps that you can go on to also secure some funding for yourself. So firstly, I was funded by the Marie-Curie Fellowship. It funds masters, it also funds PhD, scientific visits, it provides grants, but I'm going to be talking mainly about the Marie-Curie Fellowship for masters. So this is funded by the International Atomic Energy Agency, and they normally... I did not know about this funding, if I'm being honest, guys. At first, I had applied for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and I will talk about that later. And I was on a reserve list for that Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and then one of the professors who was leading the Erasmus Mundus program that I had applied for knew about this funding, which was being funded by the International Atomic Energy Agency. So he just forwarded it to us, and we were quite a few who were on the reserve list, and we applied. So here is what the Marie Curie really wants. They want you to already have your admission letter, because they are not like other scholarships where you apply concurrently with the admission process. So with this one, they want you to have your admission letter. So the first thing that you need to do is have your admission letter at hand, and also be coming from a member state. So application process starting from July, and they close around 30 September. So I did not know about this funding, if I'm being honest, guys. At first, I had applied for Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and I will talk about that later. And I was on a reserve list for that Erasmus Mundus scholarship, and then one of the professors who was leading the Erasmus Mundus program that I had applied for knew about this funding, which was being funded by the International Atomic Energy Agency. So he just forwarded it to us, and we were quite a few who were on the reserve list, and we applied. So here is what the Marie Curie really wants. They want you to already have your admission letter, because they are not like other scholarships where you apply concurrently with the admission process. So with this one, they want you to have your admission letter. So the first thing that you need to do is have your admission letter at hand, and also be coming from a member state. So one thing I need you to know is that the Marie Curie Fellowship does not need you to be in Europe for them to fund you. So you could be applying at your local university, or you could be as well in your second year. They do not discriminate if you are supposed to be only starting your masters. So that means this is open to people who are maybe going into their second year or who are even starting. So those are some of the things that you need to take note of. You might not want to relocate and you want to continue at the university that you are at. Marie Curie can also fund that for you. So they give you a stipend of up to 20,000 euros for upkeep or allowance, and then also 20,000 euros for school fees. So this value is just a benchmark. So depending if you're in your first year or your second year, the values differ. So I would like to encourage all the women or all the girls to really apply for these so that they can, get funding and continue to, chase their dreams and also advance with whatever it is that they are doing. So this is the Marie-Curie Fellowship that I got after I was on the reserve list for Erasmus Mundus. So now I'm going to talk about the Erasmus Mundus Fellowship. So this is a scholarship that is funded by the European Commission, and it normally gives, double degrees. What do I mean when I say double degrees? They normally have a system whereby you might do your first year in one country and then your second year in another country. My funding was from Marie Curie, but I was admitted to an Erasmus Mundus program. So I did my first year in Germany, Göttingen, and we were doing integrated plant and animal breeding. And then in my second year, I moved to Norway, where I was now doing my master thesis. I did my master thesis on cow health. So in this program, they had about 8 partner universities. So you would be maybe 20 students for that master's program. And then 10 of you go to one university in your first year. And then the other 10 go to another university in their first year. And then when you're going for the second year university, they just put you in different universities. So in our case, we had people that were following the track for biological and societal context. And then there were us who were doing genomic selection, and then there were others who were doing integrative biology, and there were others who were doing sustainable breeding programs or community-based breeding programs tracks. So this is an example of the program that I was doing. But if you're doing plant health or any other program, because Erasmus Mundus has a lot of programs, I'll put a link in the comment section, and also some programs that some snippets of the different programs that they have. So I described the kind of program I took. Then there are others. They do 6 months. That is one semester in another country, another semester in another country. I had other people who were doing water engineering that were funded by this one. They were into 4 universities for their 4 semesters or 2 years for their masters. That can be stressful, but that's another topic for another day. So it has different programs, but it is a good opportunity because you get to, experience different countries. In my case, I experienced 2, some experienced 4, and it is a good opportunity. The only thing that you have to take note of is the eligibility criteria, what they really want, because these are like competitive programs, if I'm being honest, and that means you have to ensure that your application is spot on. Why am I talking about this now when the year is ending and we are supposed to be talking about Christmas? The reason is this process takes months for you to prepare and for you to apply. So what do I mean? As you are starting your year, make sure that you look for the different scholarship opportunities that you want to go for. List the kind of things that they want, and then you start, ticking your checklist. Do I have the English test? Do they need it? That's also another story for another day. Some need you to have the English test. Some, like in my case, I submitted a letter saying that I did my bachelor's program with English as a medium of instruction. That means that if I did my bachelor's in English, using English, then I would be exempted. But because of the competitiveness, I would advise you to write an English test. And some of the other things that are required, they need, specific passport photos, because I remember when I was applying, I had to find the specifications of the photos that they wanted. So you can either go to the studio, but because of technology, if you have a good phone, you can set it up on your phone. I remember, I'm not really sure if I did the phone thing or if I went to the studio, but either way, those are some of the things that you need to prepare for. So your application has to be spot on. If you give priority to the English test and do not give attention to the passport photo requirements that they need you to do, then already, because there are thousands and thousands of people applying, already your chances of getting the scholarship are very low. So what I would really advise you is to do due diligence to make sure that you have everything that they want in the right specifications that they would have given you. So that's also one thing I would really like to talk about. And then the other thing is that you need to cast your nets wide. You don't have to wait for one scholarship. You need to apply in different programs so that by the end of the year, you are increasing your chances. You are increasing your chances of getting that scholarship that you want. And I was saying, one thing I like about the Marie-Curie Fellowship is that you have the opportunity of doing an internship afterwards. So because I was also a Marie-Curie Fellow, I got the opportunity to apply for an internship, and I did a 1-year internship, but the internships can be 3 months, can be 6 months, can be 1 year, and they do not go beyond 1 year. So this is also one thing that I really like about the Marie-Curie, and they place you in different organizations that they are in partnership with. Or you can also opt to do an internship in an organization that is local to you, and the Marie Curie will fund you that internship. So maybe you are like me and you went back home and you want to do an internship in the Ministry of Agriculture. You can actually, apply for the internship and tell them, is it possible if I could do my internship here in the Ministry of Agriculture? And then they would need some information about the cohort, like the group that is going to host you, and a lot of stuff that they would need, but it can be worth it so that you can do that internship whilst you are at home. So there are different opportunities when you apply for these fellowships. One thing that I also want to tell you is that you have to research. Let Google be your friend. Always research, always exhaust. We always say information is power, and really indeed it is power. So that is one of the reasons why I decided to also start this YouTube channel. It's because I've seen how, other countries are always, educating and giving career guidance and giving out information out there on how to apply for scholarships, how to apply for fellowships, how to apply for grants, and so on and so on. The reason why I'm here is I want you, my Zim girlies, or any girlies that are in, Africa, to really have this information whereby you know what you really need to do for you to push and, accomplish your goals. So if you need anything, if you have some, specific questions, please don't hesitate to comment or to come to my inbox so that we can, discuss further. If I don't know, I will point you to the direction that people know, because I have colleagues from Nigeria who are always hosting these scholarship these weekly scholarship videos whereby they tell you of the different scholarships that are being offered. So I won't be the one to provide everything, but I can link you up to the kind of network that I've built, that I know they are always giving out this information. So with this, I would like to thank you so much, guys, for joining me in my second video where we are talking about scholarship opportunities. Please let me know of what you also want me to talk about next. Thank you so much, guys, for following this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, bye.